Beginners often start by installing an enormous IDE, clicking through a wizard, and never learning what any of it actually does. Then the first time something breaks, they have no idea where to look. So let us be honest about what a C programmer needs. 3 things. A compiler toolchain, which translates the .c files you write into programs you can run. A text editor, which is simply where you type the code. It needs syntax highlighting, and everything beyond that is luxury. And a terminal, which is where you run the compiler and then run your programs. That is the whole list. On Windows, the terminal is PowerShell or Windows Terminal. On Linux and Mac OS, it is Bash or Zshell. Everything else you may have heard of is convenience built on top of these 3. One word of warning about the word compiler. When people say compiler, they usually mean the whole toolchain, and a toolchain is really 5 programs working in a line: the preprocessor, the compiler proper, the assembler, the linker, and the C standard library that the linker joins your code to. You met that pipeline at the end of the last chapter. It matters here because installing a compiler means installing all of it, which is why these downloads are hundreds of megabytes rather than a few. There are 3 toolchains worth knowing. GCC, the GNU toolchain, which runs on everything. Clang from the LLVM project, which is the default on Mac OS. And MSVC, Microsoft's, which comes with Visual Studio. 2 more tools will matter later, and I want you to know they exist so you are not surprised when they appear. A debugger steps through your program one line at a time and shows you the value of every variable. That is GDB or LLDB on Mac OS, and Chapter 20 is entirely about it. A build tool automates compiling many files at once, which is make or CMake. Chapter 16 covers that. The good news is that both of them install as part of the toolchain, so you get them today whether you want them or not. You simply will not touch them for a while. Now, the rest of this chapter is a set of short install lessons, one for each platform. Watch the one that matches your machine, skip the others, and then join everyone again for the verification lesson, which is the one nobody gets to skip.